The category of political or ideological or power crimes overlaps in some respects with our next category of crimes, which is hate crimes. Let's start off by explaining what we mean by hate crimes. In order for there to be a hate crime, there has to be an underlying act that is already considered a crime. In other words, merely expressing a hateful idea that you hate gays, or you hate blacks, or you hate Jews, or you hate Muslims is not a crime, at least not in the United States. Under United States law, those kind of opinions are protected by the First Amendment. So what you need in order to have a hate crime is to have some kind of criminal act that would be a crime in any context. Assaulting someone, for example, graffiti, for example, defacing something. What makes a hate crime is when that underlying crime is motivated by the hateful belief. So, say for example, the sentence for assault is 3 years. However, if a person assaulted someone because of their race or because of their religion or because of their sexual preference, and this is another critical point, and legislation specifically addressed that kind of hatred as an aggravating factor, the crime can be considered a hate crime. These distinctions are important because a gay person who is assaulted because they are gay in a state that outlaws assaulting someone because they are gay will be charged differently than a similar crime, an assault of a gay person because they were gay, in a state that does not consider being gay a reason to increase the penalty, or hatred for gay people to increase the penalty for the crime. So it is important not only that there is a law that allows for opinion to be considered in some way as an aggravating factor driving the crime, but also that the particular kind of victimization fall into a protected class that the legislation recognizes. How this overlaps with ideas of political or ideological or power crimes is the way they share a concern with looking at belief in defining crime. Typically, we don't look at belief when we define crime. We look at action. We don't care why you did the crime you did. We just care that you did something you weren't allowed to do. We don't care if you stole from a bank because you wanted to fund a revolution or because you wanted to go on vacation. It's still a crime. However, if you stole from a bank in order to have the money to overthrow a religious group you hate or get rid of a religious group you hate, that could then be defined as a hate crime. So what we see over here is part of defining a hate crime is identifying motive as a potential aggravating factor.